But who doesn't love a little bit of Netflix and chilling, huh? I love it. Okay, let's go and take a look at the markets, how they're faring for the end of the week. The FTSE, the London, FTSE 100, I should say, in London, rebounded today as investors took some hope from some fresh signs of an easing trade war between the United States and China. I'm going to talk about that more detailed in a minute. Europe was also, let's take a look at Europe, going to flash through these. Europe is also high, the same old story, that trade story driving, it's pretty much driving the markets all around the world. Now, Nikkei, Tokyo also closed higher. Tokyo was tracking those gains that we saw on Wall Street. Wall Street did very well, again, off the back of these reports out of Washington. And Brent crude also up at the prospect of this easing trade tension between China and the United States, up 1%, $61.84 barrel. Bam. Let's get rid of that. Okay, I want to talk about that particular story now and talk about some positive signs, perhaps, more fresh signs at least, that China and the US are moving towards resolving this very bitter trade dispute. It follows a report on from the Wall Street Journal, which reported that although it's been denied, I have to say, it has been denied by Washington, but it did say, the report said the US Treasury Secretary Steven Mnuchin has proposed lifting tariffs on Chinese imports. Yeah. Ed Stringham is president of the American Institute for Economic Research. He joins us live from New York, and a familiar face. Hello, my friend. Good to see you.
Hey, Aaron. Nice to see you.
Hey, Ed. Explain this to our global viewers, because I'm getting a sense this all comes down to two very powerful people in the White House. One, Robert Lighthizer, who is the U.S. trade representative, if you will, and then you've got Steve Mnuchin, the U.S. Treasury Secretary. Both of them have very different opinions on how to deal with China, right?
Yeah, so the idea is that Lighthizer is much more of an interventionist. We need more tariffs. China's bad, bad, bad. Mnuchin, more of the economist-style person. We should have markets. We should have free trade. And there's this clash between these two guys. And markets are like, no, tariffs, stop this, don't do this. And then yesterday, this report came out in the Wall Street Journal that we might not be having these tariffs hammering markets. And all of a sudden, the market's like, whoa. We can actually do things again. And we saw globally markets going up a lot, the United States markets going up a lot, because tariffs are basically taxes on the economy, taxes on business, taxes on consumers.
And am I right by also we're getting murmurings that we know that President Trump has always stood in the Lighthizer camp, if you will, but maybe he's sort of moving more over to Mnuchin. He wants a deal. The president wants a deal.
Yeah, it's always unclear what he said, what he believes. I mean, a while back, he's like, I'm a tariff man. And that really, I think, causes a lot of disruption in markets. But these are self-inflicted wounds, I would say. And if they stop from doing that, they refrain from imposing those harmful taxes on the economy, that's going to be really good for markets.
Yeah. I'm going to throw this out to you, because there are some, look, yes, lifting the tariffs and trade is important, but what the US and other countries want, certainly Europe and that, is, you know, more strict regulation on IP theft, right? Stealing the technology. But let me put this to you. Some out there will say, why don't we just let China continue what it's doing to get access to foreign technology, because that's part of its progress, part of its development. And some people will point to the West. Here's a small example. The United States growing its economy in the early days, some will say it stole jet engine technology from the Brits. It's been done before.
Yeah, we really appreciate that. Thanks, Aaron. No, it's amazing. A lot of the businesses that go into China know that their business partners are going to be, working with them closely and actually maybe even taking a lot of their technology. And those firms opt into that. The fact is those people see gains from interacting with China. At the end of the day, those companies benefit. Consumers in America benefit. So I think this whole trade war thing and the IP thing is actually a distraction. I'd love to see a world with zero tariffs. And even the president did say that before. So if that's where we're going, maybe we should be optimistic. And we do see that showing up in market prices over the past day.
Yeah, and just very briefly, if we did see the US ease or completely lift the tariffs, one would imagine we would see China retaliate, if you will, and get rid of its $110 billion tariffs on $110 billion worth of American stuff.
Oh, yeah, that's the goal. I mean, American companies are being hammered by this. Internationally, this has not been helpful for people. And so to get rid of these massive taxes on American firms would be huge in a very positive way for American businesses. And all of us would benefit.
Indeed. Ed Stringham, always a pleasure, my friend. Have a great weekend. We'll see you soon. Thank you very much.
Thanks.
Ed Stringham joining us there. Very lively, Ed Stringham. I haven't given him nothing in his water.